I'm Egil Thorsson, warrior, merchant, storyteller and runecaster, and this is
Bragi, the son of Magnar, and I'm a Viking, I'm a Scot, and I'm also a poet.
Well, there you have it there.
You look scared there, Egil.
It was flashing right near my head. And this on our 500th.
Yes. Subscriber shout out special. Yeah. So if you've seen this video and you have subscribed to us, well, thank you very much. We have now reached the milestone of 500 subs, and I bet you never thought we got 500 subs.
I am really glad we have. But let's hope for the next one will be 1,000.
Well, next one will be 600 and 700 and so forth. But yeah, we will get to 1,000. You know, it will take time. But with YouTube, you never know how. You know, that could take months or it could take weeks. It's just a matter of luck.
It takes as long as it takes.
Yeah. Well, you know, you should never really concentrate on the sub numbers. You should just concentrate on the content, which I hope we do.
Well, yeah, I mean, plenty of content means plenty of views, and that's what it's all about.
Oh yes, and if you're new to the channel and you've subscribed since we got 500 subs, I like to say welcome to you too.
Yeah.
And today you have a special video for us, a special story.
Yeah, it's when I joined the Reenactment Society, we had to make up a saga of where we came from. And as I was joining a Danish group and I was Norwegian, I had to do some pretty quick foot movement. And this will be Thorsson's saga.
Yes, when I joined the Derby group, we didn't have to do this, so
yeah.
I never created my own saga.
Yeah,
it's the Saga of Bragi. Yeah. I could do it one day for the channel. Would you like to see that? If you'd like to see me think about and make up, oh look, magic voice. The Saga of Bragi. This will all be a made-up story of my so-called Viking past. Then please leave it in a comment.
We'd like to hear what you think to see whether you want any more of this sort of thing or whether we ought to knock it on the head. But
yeah, this is only the second time on the channel that we've actually had a story which we made up ourselves.
Yeah. The
first time was a challenge from both Egil and Takir when I created a folktale. And I'm sure at some point you will create a folktale.
I think it was Takir who suggested we make up this group.
No, well, I suggested we would make up a folktale.
This was before you joined, in the Derby group.
Oh, right. So,
but we'll be anxious to hear what you think.
Yeah.
And,
it's not something we plan to do a lot of.
No.
So until then, was hail.
And
you can now look forward to hearing the Saga of Egil.
Okay, we're doing this now,
yeah? We'll just finish. Just pose. We're posing here. Pose like a Viking. Yeah, well that's going to be on video. Alright.
Good dog. I'm Egil Thorsson. I'm going to tell you my story, some of which will be very gory. I'm Egil Thorsson. I come from what is now southwest Norway, Björkadal. My father was the runecaster and wise man. A gentleman he was too, very kind. He taught me about the runes and the ways of the gods. One day I went out hunting and I took my bow and arrow with me. There was this magnificent stag. I drew back the bow and then I heard noises, unpleasant noises. I, being a lad of nearly 15, I hid in the bushes and there was a raiding party of Christian mercenaries. A red-haired man with one eye, Ragnar, grabbed my father, and in mockery of his religion they gave him the blood eagle. My father saw me but said not a word, and I watched as he died. My whole village was either burnt, slain or enslaved, but I hid still. I waited till they'd gone. When I could, I got my father, I cremated him in the tradition of our faith. And I swore vengeance on his ashes, that I would find Ragnar One Eye, and he would pay dearly. so it was, I grew to adulthood. I worked on the long ships, trading, raiding sometimes. I learned how to use my sword. I learned how to use my axe. And I learned how to use my hatred. One day we set out from Norway. We followed the coast. We came to the land of the Gaul, that you call France. We're at this port, and I was loading the freight ready to go. There was this monk, and I looked at him, he looked at me. He saw my hammer and came over. Have you had, never mind that. I want you to answer questions with me, cross-kisser. I'm looking for Ragnar of the One Eye. Do you know him? Don't lie, I'm not priest, because I'll kill you if you do. He backed away. Yeah, peace, brother. I'm not your brother. Tell me what I want to know. 'Tis said that he went to Dunblin, the dark pool in Ireland. Thank you. It's a penny for your Christ, now go. And he left. So I took ship to Dublin. There I went to the tavern. I saw the most beautiful woman I'd ever seen. Lovely red hair. She was so lucky. Gorgeous. And I saw a man being picked on by a load of roughs. I went up. I drew my sword and killed one, stone dead. The others ran away, and next thing I know I was hit on the head with a stool. When I came to, the man who had been picked on, well, you murdering pagan swine. I said, I was trying to save your life, you miserable old goat. They weren't going to hurt me. But anyway, I thank you for your trouble. And then this beautiful red-haired woman, Rhiannon, put her arm around him. It was his daughter. And I knew then I had to have that woman as my wife, my hand-fasted woman. I'm sorry if it upset you, but I was taught to strike first and ask questions later. Anyway, I'm looking for a red-haired priest called Ragnar of the One Eye. Do you know of him? I'd heard rumours there was a lot of people who came from the continent went to Yorvik. Really? Yeah, Yorvik. By the way, you have the most beautiful daughter I've ever seen in my life. I speak bluntly because that is the way of my people. And I would dearly like to take her to wife. Well, he looked a bit astounded at that, and I don't blame him. Well, he said, there is a little problem, isn't there? And I said, what problem's that? You are pagan, we are Christian. I see. Well, look, I don't mind going through a Christian ceremony. I know where my heart lies. But that's not the spirit. Take it or leave it, that's all I can do. So he got the local priest and away we went as husband and wife. She was a sweet lady, but I had to go to York. I explained why and she agreed. Off we went. We landed in Yorvik. Yorvik is a massive place, and I was wandering around. I'd never seen so many traders, so many skills, and it stank. Oh, by the gods, how it stank. But we got a house off Fossgate in York, and we settled down, and I almost was willing to give up my vengeance. I had to make work, so I worked down at the docks in Yorvik. When I came back, I was greeted by the dead body of my wife. What had happened? Who's done this? The neighbours said there was this red-haired man who went berserk. Oh, we shall have to meet him. So I searched and I found him right by the minster. So you are Ragnar One Eye, yeah? Who wants to know? Who wants to know? Egil Thorsson, who came to Björkadal, you killed my father, and a matter of 2 days ago you killed my wife. You, sir, are going to die, and not very pleasantly. Next thing, I cracked him on the chin, and I thought, I know what I'll do. I nailed one hand to the church door, the other to the church door, and his legs also. I then had a leather thong. I took down his breeches, tied the thong around his manhood, which I then tied the other end to my horse. I slapped said horse, who went streaming off, disemboweling the swine, and I laughed, as he learnt not to mess with the Thorssons. I was bought at the old thing. The Jarl, he half smiled and said, look, I understand what you did, and I thoroughly agree with it, but you can't do things like that in this. It's called the law. Yes, I appreciate that, my lord, but I had good cause. Tell you what he said. You leave York within 24 hours and head to the city of Derby. There is trouble there in aplenty with the Saxons, and I'm sure you'll find it. Kindly go there and have the good courtesy to die. And that, ladies and gentlemen, lords and ladies, is how Egil Thorsson, warrior, runecaster, came to the old and ancient town of Yorvik Vikingr.